Oh no.
Give a fuck what y'all say. I earned parole, damn it. I ain't gotta be no Bucks fan no more. I had my hearing.
Keyword no more.
No
more. Yeah. We faithful around here. We don't care where we stay at. We rock with one team only.
Don't worry, Raiders. He ain't gonna be a fan of y'all soon. He gonna jump ship for y'all soon.
Yeah, we ain't finna do that. Listen.
All right, so I want to welcome everybody to another edition of the Gathering the Old Men podcast. No, I'm not jumping ship for the Raiders. I'm not doing that. The Raiders don't own Manchester United, so I have no reason to jump ship. But for everybody that's here, we have a special guest, Florida Memorial's own Mike Jones. For you FAMU Rattlers, he is also a Rattler. So again, thank you for coming on to the show. We have made it our business to try and get coverage on the Florida HBCUs. And everything fell into place with the Southeastern Florida Memorial game because the FAMU game got canceled. And I was like, they right there in Lakeland. I can get to Lakeland. Let me go ahead and make some phone calls. And it took me a little while to figure out because Lakeland, I know outskirts Lakeland. I don't know deep in Lakeland. So it took me a while to navigate and get there. And I got there shortly after the first quarter. And it was fireworks the whole game. It was your gentlemen fight and make big plays. Let's back up because we know the beginning of this year didn't start out as a fairy tale. You kind of got the job on short notice. Tell us how you put everything together from the time you got the job this summer camp.
First of all, I want to say appreciate you having me on. It's a pleasure to come talk ball. I got the job like in February and had to put a staff together. So I started internally. We had a couple of coaches that's been there since 2019. Our first year at Florida Memorial was more like a recruiting year, and then we started football in 2020. So some of the guys that was there and knew the tradition, knew the offense, I retained those guys on. And then I had to get a defensive staff while preparing for spring ball, self-developing and, thrusting myself into the role. So it was a whirlwind, but, we got some staff hires like Alex Huber, our defensive coordinator. He was recommended to me by my cousin, Greg Moss, who's a defensive analyst at Florida State. So once I connected with Alex Huber, we got, Coach Lewis McLeod, hired from University of Florida. He was assistant to D-line coach there. And then Coach Marquis Smith, our linebackers coach, he's familiar with the conference because he actually coached at St. Thomas. That's like 0.5 miles away from the school. It's literally across the street from our school. So we thought that would be a good hire, given the fact that he also was a defensive coordinator for a year at Lake Erie. That was a defensive Division II school. So once we got the staff hired, basically we did a lot of accountability stuff, team stuff to teach these guys how to win on a daily basis. That was the emphasis all spring and summer, just accountability. Because like if you have a team that leads, like really it's the players program. You get what I'm saying? Like if they're player driven and they lead the team, then you have a good team. So we had some seniors that stepped up in workouts, meetings, and they held guys accountable. And then we knew that from there that we had an opportunity to be special.
Now, coming into the beginning of the season, had a couple losses. And sometimes when you have a tumultuous beginning, early losses kind of come with the territory. But from the games that I saw, it looked like with each game, they got better and started understanding how to play together. Am I hitting about right there?
Yeah, no, you hitting it right there. Basically, like we said, these guys, they came together. We had graduated 23 players. We got like 20-something players in the transfer portal. So you have players coming from all over the place, and they got to get connected. They got to trust each other. Um, we knew with the crossover, like our conference, the Sun Conference, have like crossover games with the Mid South that playing teams like Reinhardt and Cumberland. Like Reinhardt won the national championship in the last 10 years. Cumberland has been a tough team traditionally to play. That we wanted to be battle tested going in our conference play because our conference, like we said, our conference is like the SEC of NAIA. So sometimes you could play some, what they consider cupcake games and don't be prepared, once you get into the gauntlet of your conference. So, but from a team standpoint, we knew that we did some stuff that was self-inflicted, and that if we played winning football, that we could turn the tide.
So that brings us to the Southeast game. Well, I'm gonna let me do this before I get all excited. TP, do you have any questions?
I just want to know when you got the job as the head coach and you went in and you talked to the kids the first day to introduce yourself. What was your biggest coaching principle that you wanted to instill in them?
Yeah, well, the thing is, like I've been there for 6 years, so a lot of the players they knew me and they was rallying for me to be the head coach. But the mission is always to win, graduate, and grow. Like we know that football is why we're there, but it's not who we are per se. We're there to get a degree and to graduate and to basically minister them guys to be great men on and off of the field. So that was my mission from the beginning, that we're gonna be a family and that we're gonna be a disciplined team. If we do those two things, then we're gonna be in good shape. So we did some things together as far as team bonding, going to church together, start establishing the foundation as far as who we gonna be as a program, what our identity gonna be. And then like I said, I spent a lot of time at FIU this summer with Willie Simmons. So he had something that we adopted, which is called the 7 Fs. And we implemented that as far as our program. And it's been good for us.
That's what's up. That's respect.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody?
You got questions for Coach?
Man, I really don't have too many questions about Flomo, but I just like the style of football that they play down there. And we need to be talking about them a little bit more on this end.
And that's the thing. Like I won assistant coach of the year, so I went to the AFCA conference, and a lot of people they still don't know who Florida Memorial is. So the coverage is always good because we're a HBCU in South Florida, but a lot of people don't know that we're around. So nine of our sports teams went to the conference championship last year. So it's a good place to come to develop. You could train 4 seasons out of the year, of course, because of the weather. But it's a ton of athletes down here in South Florida that just need an opportunity.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Those
Wait a minute,
athletes was
hold on, Troy. I do got a question. I mean, with Flomo being the only HBCU in South Florida in the Miami area, what are some of the difficulties that you have when you have programs like, of course, your FIU, FAU, what Troy would call them obvious people. I mean, but what are the some of the difficulties that you have as far as like with recruiting and game day experience? Because you are a hotbed for college football down there.
Yeah, so like you said, South Florida is a hotbed of football. We call it the Mecca of football. So some of the youth, they start playing football at 5, 6 years old. So of course everybody inspires to go Division 1. Like when we recruit a lot of times and go to these high schools, they constantly say, well, coach, I want to go Division 1, but we let them go through their process a lot of times, and we advise them that we play big time football too. Over the past 2 years, like we've went to Southern and played Southern, which is a Division 1 school. We played Grambling. We played Edward Waters for 3 years, and then we played Clark for 2 years. So the experience is what you make it. If you good and you're a talented guy, there's been a lot of guys from my team that get poached off of our roster and they do go Division 1. So those are some of the recruiting tools that we explain to them. Like we had Marcel Blocker last year, who was the defensive back of the year. Now he's currently playing at UTEP. So if you are good, it's 2025. The it's not hard to find you with stats and film. So opposed to sitting for 4 years, come to a place where you could put quality film out there and create a value for yourself.
Absolutely. Good. They will find you.
And with the transfer portal, it's a backlog of athletes that's in the transfer portal. And then now they had that junior college rule. So, a lot of guys that just is focused on Division 1, they end up falling through the cracks and not playing football at all. So if you have somebody that's helping, like assist you pay for your school to graduate, because like we explain to them 1% go to the NFL. Like the biggest thing is getting your degree. That's something that nobody can take away from you.
Right. So, Jamal, I want to make sure you got a question.
I'm doing homework. I'm just listening. Give me a minute.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. All right. So we come up to the Southeastern game, and going into that game, what was the three keys to that game that you wanted to emphasize on, so you guys would have a chance to win that game?
Well, one of the biggest keys was to not turn over the football, in which we end up doing on the opening kickoff, the kickoff return. But ball security, protecting the football, not giving up the explosive play on defense, and being explosive on offense. We knew that they had a great defense, and that it would be hard to do 15, 18 play, 20 play drives, because eventually you'll make mistakes. So all week we kind of worked on explosive plays and being explosive. And then on defense, they have a quarterback that's really talented, and on offense across the board, they're really talented. So we were just trying to, you know, not give up the explosive play. If we bend a little bit, not break, just give us. If we knew we kept scoring and we stopped them, that was the biggest thing. So we bend a little bit on defense, but they had to kick 2 field goals that they end up missing. So that was big as well. Bend but don't break. So we preach not giving up the explosive plays and being explosive on offense.
I said off camera, this game really wasn't as close as the score appeared to be, because there were a couple red zone misfires and a couple penalties that kind of changed the scoring opportunities. But my God, y'all have 2 quarterbacks that can light it up. And I had only knew about the one that night. And I think he had 297 yards passing, 296 yards passing.
Yeah, Taquan Wiggins.
I think maybe there should have been 2 offensive players of the week, and I think Wiggins should have been one of them. He absolutely put on a show. The ability, y'all isolated your playmakers on several occasions to get downfield, and I'm like, they don't have any answer for that speed. It was just no answer for the speed, and the funny part is that a lot of those guys are from my area in West Central Florida, but that South Florida speed was different. And I am looking forward to watching this game this week. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
Now,
we got an array of playmakers, so that's how we wanted to build it on offense. That if you try to take away something, that we can activate the next thing. So if you try to stop the run with Gerard Sims and Nigel Osborne and the plethora of the other backs that we have, that we could be able to be explosive in the pass game. So we got a ton of speed out there.
now we talked about the speed, but Fernando Genti, him and number one, them two, until the incident happened, them two all night was constantly making plays. And tell me a little bit about those guys. Those guys popped off the film.
So Fernando Genti is a guy that we got a transfer. He was, at Bethune-Cookman, and we did our research on him. He's a local native from North Miami Beach, and the offensive line coach at Bethune-Cookman, Brandon Washington, he previously coached at Florida Memorial. So that's some of the opportunities that we say when people come through Florida Memorial. They've basically moved on to Division I programs. But Coach Washington told me that the young man was pretty talented, that he went against his offensive line every day and wreaked havoc. So we end up signing him, and he came in this summer, worked hard, and his hard work is showing on the field. And then Kareem Roberts, he was actually second team all conference last year, but Kareem is from Miami Northwestern, and he's been through the program since the beginning. And he's one of those senior guys that we say that he helps run the program. If somebody's late or if somebody's not doing what he's supposed to do, he hold them accountable. So he's the big anchor of our defense at the Mike backer, and it was unfortunate to lose him due to a targeting call. But sometimes things like that ignite your team to play for their brother.
Danny, did you have anything for Coach? I saw you down there. Your fellow NAIA brother.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Doc.
So we only got two programs. We only got two HBCUs in NAIA as far as football, with Florida Memorial and Langston. How do you, Coach? How do you feel? I mean, how do you get the attention of everybody else out here? And let them know like that y'all can play ball with anybody.
Well, I mean, it starts by playing a good brand of football. If you do that, then it gets out there. So offensively, we've always been really explosive. In 23-24, we had the number one offense in all of NAIA yards per game. So that type of stuff is things that we got out there. It's media. Like this year, we have a great media team that's doing a good job of getting content out there, videos out there. And that's what we're trying to do, is shed a light on the program, so that way everybody can see it. That it's really big time football. When you look at teams like Keiser, they've been in the national championship 3 years in a row. So we play St. Thomas, who's right down the street. They're ranked top 10. Southeastern was ranked top 10. Like, that's why you come to Florida Memorial, if you want to play in big time games while getting your degree. So we're just trying to shed light on those things. The HBCU atmosphere is also another thing. So as far as the school content, with people seeing the school, because it's a beautiful campus. Like, if you never saw it, you wouldn't know that. But it's well manicured, nice campus where you can have a great experience. So we're just trying to get those things out there, doing on the podcast. We're creating our own radio station for ourselves internally at the school. So you'll see more content and things getting out there.
I appreciate it, Coach.
No problem.
Well, Coach, I got a question, and I always ask every coach, what can the fans do to help the team win?
Well, our fans, like, we feel like they're electric. So we need them to pack the house this week to be the 12th man. But our fans plus our band, we got one of the best bands in the land. It makes our game environment really exciting to come to, every week. So our fans, they're a little rowdy. They want to see a good brand of football. So they get on you if you're not doing what you're supposed to do. But they're some of the best fans that we can ask for.
Coach, I know you got a big game this week. I'm not going to keep you much longer. I just got one more question. If you guys have any fundraising campaigns, to send them over. We'll make sure we blast them out on all our socials so we can get it out there for you.
Appreciate that. We're building upon the resources. So any help that we can get, that's always awesome.
No problem. Thank you, Coach. Again, Coach Mike Jones. Who? Coach Mike Jones from Florida Memorial. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you having me, man.
No problem. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be our regular self.
Know that think that we have won in football. We won when I was really, really, really young with Reggie Barlow and Downtown Reggie Brown and that group, and we won with my classmates, Tavares Jackson and that group, and it took them transferring back from Power 5 schools to come back to us for us to win. And we kind of had that stretch and we went through the Cole era and all that, but we didn't really, win. Even in the Cole era, we were like 7-5 most of the years. But it was just so much electricity around it. So I'm not 1-1. So that's why I'm always act like I've never won, even when I have won, because I know how it is. And even when I do win, I'm still act like I've never won because I think you should celebrate. You got to celebrate in a positive nature. Celebrate with your folks. My dad, I tell them all the time, my dad and them are the reason we've never won because, they had this thing where we get coaches. We love our coaches, most time their family. They become.
Well, we just had Coach Mike Jones on. Great interview. Good luck to them this week. But we got some games this week in the SWAC. Some games. And then there is a SWAC MEAC game. Now this SWAC MEAC game, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not too comfortable with right now. I don't know how I feel about it. I done bet an eyebrow on this game. But then I started looking at the stats, right? And when I started looking at the stats, I'm like, oh my God, he's a monster.
My boy Walker Texas Rangers said, y'all ain't trying to talk bad about him no more.
He a monster. And then I looked at the games he put up numbers on. And I'm not here to bash no players. That's not what we do here. But I'm looking at the competition that he put those numbers up against, and the competition where it was greater or lesser, or greater or equal talent. Them numbers didn't look like that. He had 200-300-yard games against inferior talent. And don't get me wrong, you're supposed to do that. That's what you're supposed to do. But he had 2 games against inferior talent. So those numbers, those 10 touchdowns, the 4 interceptions, those numbers are going to be inflated. Now, does that mean FAMU wins? No, that doesn't necessarily mean FAMU wins. But I feel like FAMU is not as out of this game as everybody try to make them out to be.
Now, I'm going to ask you this, though. If they don't win this game, or if he don't make the necessary adjustments or changes, is that U-Haul pulling up closer to Bragg Stadium?
I don't know, but I do know Wednesday 220 Club gets more difficult. And again, this
No,
game ain't necessarily.
From
Go ahead.
From a fan standpoint.
From a fan standpoint, yes, he need to be gone on Sunday if he don't make necessary adjustments. From a person that understands the landscape, no, he won't be gone. He won't be gone until next year because the contract is up next year. So it simply won't be renewed, and he can ride off into the sunset and go on about his business, or he quits. But from a buy-in standpoint, his leverage with fan base is eroding very fast, and people in this podcast know what happens when you no longer have fan support and you no longer have alumni support. You can do nothing.
It is. And I want to be clear because I know a lot of the conversation is around the quarterback. The quarterback ain't the only reason that there is trepidation in Rattler Nation. We are having very different conversations about this quarterback. Not very good. We're having different conversations about this quarterback. If you have receivers catch the ball, we have multiple games where receivers.
Yes and no, but I also can't fairly judge the receivers when he's only throwing 5 and 3 yards at a time. So if I'm a receiver and I'm getting in the lanes and I'm getting down the field and he's not throwing me the ball, or when he finally decides he's gonna throw me the ball, like he did that one pass to Goldie in the Albany State game, and I drop it. Hell, were we too hard on Goldie for dropping the ball because the man had been throwing to him all season?
I think overall,
no, we got to catch them.
You're right. You have to catch it, but you get what I'm saying? Like,
but I think
we judging receivers on 5 and 3 yard shuttle passes.
But I think overall we have, like, as far as fans overall in the SWAC, we have been critical of receivers dropping passes and stuff like that. Easy touchdown passes that should have been, you know what I'm saying? Catches that should have been touchdowns and stuff like that. So, like, we started with that Southern game, that first game when they played Central, and you know what I'm saying, there was two touchdown passes that could have been easily, you know what I'm saying, they could have been easily caught for a touchdown. But the other thing we talked to Coach Cozy was the fact that he's missing some players off his from their defense, especially his one of his D linemen. He really didn't give a name for it, but you probably can.
We know who he is.
Yeah, you probably know who he is. But even if you missing somebody off the defensive line, you still got that. That's the reason why you recruit for depth. You still got to, you know what I'm saying? You still got to go out there and make the plays.
I believe, I go back to this. Everybody started getting healthy right before the Alabama State game, and going into halftime, they were in good position against Alabama State. After the Alabama State game, or after halftime.
1 minute short. I gotta drop y'all. Family emergency really quick. I'll probably be back. If not,
all right. Let us know everything okay. All right. But after the halftime of Alabama State game, things kind of went left, and the easy thing to point to was quarterback play. That was the easy thing to point to. Again, HBCU fan bases, unlike FBS fan bases, are very knowledgeable. They spend a lot of time around the program. You get closer and more hands-on with the program than you do with FBS, right? So they're more knowledgeable. And they know for a fact, hey, we got a running back that runs for 5.1 yards a carry every game. What's going on? Well, I know if you convert third downs, your running back get more carries, that sustained drives. So Thad looks like the monster that he is, as opposed to those anemic rushing numbers that we have. Yes, you got to have the conversation.
But do you look at it as this, Troy? It maybe is, the play call, because the play call is on the OC, and y'all had the same situation last season with the OC, with the OC that y'all had before he made the change.
No, when that OC left, the offense got instantly better. It is my opinion, if we would have had that same OC going into the Florida Classic, we would have lost the Florida Classic.
I think
there's no doubt in my mind.
I think it wasn't the offense got better. I think that because you had a better quarterback last season than what you have right now. And basically Burris just said, go out there and just chuck it around, and just take what because game of football, you're supposed to take what the defense gives you. And you're supposed to try to exploit what type of front that the defense is in, what type of coverage that they're doing, if they blitzing, if they're playing zone, if they're playing man, if they stunning, if they twisting, are they playing containment on the ends? Are they crashing down? I mean, you're supposed to analyze. Really, you're supposed to analyze all that. And
we okay. So we're about to get into a territory that I kind of didn't want to get into, but we're here now. There are plays that are left on the field. And if you look at the games, there are plays that are left on the field. Teams should not be playing FAMU that close to the line of scrimmage, the wide receivers anyway. And even the tight end to a certain extent. There were absolute bombs left on the field against Alabama State because he wouldn't let the ball go. And I'm not talking about like step for step or maybe questionable. There were wide open receivers. Long.
So if you think about it, if you looked at the game too, that defensive line for Alabama State was just as quick to get off the ball.
His pocket, go back and look at the game. His pocket was clean on the passes that I'm talking about. It was the one going east. There was one going east to the east end zone. That was wide open. Going back west, he looked for an out and he forced the out. But there was a man sitting in the zone wide open by himself. And again, they're saying, I'm not here to bash that kid. There is the offense that Burris is running. You have to be able to process information quickly. And outside of the Albany State game in the second half, and I want to say the FIU game, a couple spurts in the FIU game, he has been reluctant to let the ball go quickly. The Albany State game, he saw it and he let it go. Every other game, I can't say he's seeing it. And I'm not saying he's not seeing it and me just talking out my behind. Like I was in the end zone looking at him moving through the progression slowly.
Like you had a so I have a question then. So like, and I've looking at quarterback and even player development, positional development. Like, do y'all feel like we're lacking in that area where there's not enough skill development by position, or is it something else? because listening to this conversation and then like just even looking at the games, it's like some of the fundamental stuff is missing. And so what are we doing to develop these kids at that position?
I
We're
think a
not
lot of
developing
times
quarterbacks.
it's the quarterback, and they might be teaching them to make the big play instead of making the smart play, because a lot of times the best play might really be an unselfish play, and it might not get you the highlight that you want, but it's going to be something that's going to help the team win. Winning has to be the main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing. You go out there and you do your job.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So like that has to
For
be the
sure.
priority. And I don't know if that's always what's taught. It's
Yeah.
make the big play, not always
Yeah.
the play.
The smart play. Yeah. I
I
feel that.
mean, if you look at it like this, look at it. Okay, so let's look at the game with Andrew Body, man. Look at his stats right now. That dude has not thrown 100 passes yet. That man is sitting at 69 for 99 and has over 1,000 yards. It has not turned that ball over one time.
That's what we call efficiency, though, because you're not out there to pass for 4,000 yards every season. You're out there to win football games, and whatever you have to do that. We always like to have this conversation about, oh, that quarterback is just a good game manager. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take a great game manager over somebody that turns the ball over because they athletic or they trying to make this extra play or whatever.
I think one of the things that I'm gonna say two things. One, our development of quarterbacks over the since COVID has not been where it was before. Right?
I'm going to disagree with you.
I don't think it's just in HBCU football. I think it's all around college football.
FCS. Oh no, it's FCS. Remember?
I'm going to disagree with you on that. I remember when I was playing ball, there were no camps. There were no 7-on-7s. There were none of these leagues that highlighted quarterback play and development of quarterback. So the quarterback play has skyrocketed. Because if you think back, there were a mobile quarterback was something that very few teams saw value in. But now you can't win without one.
Hold on. I want to make sure I'm clear on some stuff. I'm not saying that the issue is the mobile quarterback. That's not what I'm saying.
Me either. I'm saying that the quarterback play has come light year from when we were in school.
Let me say it like this, right? When we're talking about FCS draft prospects, and I get 4 paragraphs in, and we still talking about the running ability of the quarterback. Yes, running is helpful. Yes, it is a part of today's game.
Because they only focusing on one thing.
Exactly. You have to be able to throw the football. Big plays happen in the passing game, unless you're that kid from Mississippi Valley State. When you can just run for 91 yards, then okay, I get it. But big plays come in the passing game. And using Florida A&M as an example, because I've been watching them all year, the smart play in Burr's offense, 30% of the time is usually that long ball, because the way defenses have been playing them. They know you throwing short. So that long ball has been there. And Cozy has stressed that. But to a further extent, we're not seeing our players in the FCS level, not just HBCU, but in the FCS level, get drafted and be prominent players anymore, because the teams are focused on not just developing players, but they focus on winning. Let's just keep it a buck. I make fun of that Canada junior football, but it's winning. There's no risk. They play very sound, safe football, and they win. But we in HBCU world, and in HBCU world, we like big plays. We like our quarterbacks to not only be mobile, but also look like they do in the NFL. And we want to score touchdowns and strike up the band and have us a good time. We have to, at some point, sit down and say, is development of our quarterback position where it was 15, 20 years ago?
I got something like this. I say it is not as good as far as developing quarterbacks all around college football. Look like CP, got a question for you.
What's up?
What's the deal with Arch Manning?
Hey man, I'm gonna have my time.
we gonna get this started.
But you get what I'm saying though?
Like, you said, what's the problem?
Like what's his deal? Because it seems like he went from year 2, because he in year 3 now, right?
Yeah, this is year 3.
It's year 3, and you supposed to be damn near the savior for Longhorn football, but I don't see it. Like watching that Florida game was like I was sick, bro. I'm just saying, watching that game, I was sick. As much as I don't like Texas, much as I don't like the Longhorns, I equally hate the Florida Gators.
No, Chris. You did not miss the crash out, but Doc is trying to
crash out yet.
I ain't trying to make nobody crash out. This is a actual...
No. The crash out is coming. It's been building all week. And Troy knew it as soon as we lost that game. He knew the crash out was coming.
Oh, I'm waiting on for Troy crash out.
That we'll get to that in a minute. But you know,
it's like he's not reading. It's like he's not reading defenses. It's like he don't know when to move up in the pocket. Development right there. That's what I'm trying to say.
And I'm going.
The problem that we're seeing is what happens when you overhype a player. Because if we go back, and I spoke about this earlier in the season, when we go back and we look at his high school tape and the level of competition that he had to play against at that level, he didn't play against elite talent in high school. So the numbers are going to be skewed because we're not seeing, him against top teams. And I'm not calling Florida a top team by any means. They have not played good this season. But, when you're at this level, you're going to see very good competition. And he didn't play against that in his opportunities last year.
Right.
The 2 games he started, he didn't play anybody. So that tape is still skewed. And if you're at a D1 level at a top school, you're going to look good when you play nobody. That's just, how it is. So what we're seeing now is we base it off a name, we base it off potential. They said his ceiling is higher than anybody, right? But what's the floor? You feel me? What's the floor? What's the baseline?
What's the baseline?
Because we're expecting him to be the greatest quarterback to ever walk through the state of Texas, but that's not what we're seeing.
We're expecting him to be the better. We're expecting him to be the better man out of all of the Manning QBs, the Manning men.
Right. So you have to really manage your expectations. And I think the pressure is another thing because there's pressure in a name. You are Eli and Peyton Manning's nephew, 2 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. So, you know, the expectation is you're going to be great. You're going to be the second coming. And that's just not what we're getting right now. And I don't know if that has to do with Sarkisian. I don't know if we lost too much talent at the wide receiver position. I don't know what it is. You know, the defense can only do so much. You cannot leave your defense on the field for 40 minutes a game and think that you're going to win. You have to be able to move the chains. You have to be able to convert third downs, and you have to hit open receivers. That's the, like, we can talk about progressions and everything, but he's not accurate.
Right.
He's missing
and that's
open,
that's my thing. Is like that's the fundamentals.
He's missing wide open receivers.
Fundamentals. He's missing out on fundamentals and doesn't seem to know how to make those in-game adjustments. And I think sometimes that comes down to coaching, right? Like, why doesn't your player at this point know how to make those in-game adjustments? Why is he still missing these basically fundamental tip-shot plays, you know?
Exactly.
And it's not going to get any easier for him as he gets into this SEC season.
And you can't bench him. Oh, you can't bench
the quarterback behind him.
That's too much NIL money invested.
You ain't benching them against Oklahoma.
And Mateer, is that his name, Mateer?
Yeah.
Apparently, he is going to try and play on 14 days after having hand surgery. Woo. Okay. This could be really good or really bad.
They're gonna numb them hand. They're gonna numb their hand up. If it ain't his strong hand, he's fine.
So, but before we get the TP crash out, let me go ahead and put this up because
with green and orange overalls on.
It is 2025. And I am the main one that says I don't want no humble pie quarterback. I don't. However, I also don't want a 5-footer. And the reason I don't want a 5-footer is because he had clean pockets. Everybody's like, oh, Miami's pass rush. No. He had clean pockets missing wide open receivers. He was running too early in his progression. Wow, we having quarterback discussions again, ain't we? He was too early in his discussion, in his progressions, and ran. He missed wide open receivers. And Gus got this thing for them gimmick plays. All right, it was cute. You beat Alabama with it. It was cute. This Florida State. Just like people say this FAMU, this Florida State. You line up, you punch them in the mouth with the run, and it's big plays in the passing game.
You got Bobby Bowden rolling over in his grave right now.
If Bobby Bowden would have had a All-American sprinter at wide receiver who's actually a football player, and he didn't touch the ball in the passing game at least 4 times a game, he was going to cuss Mark Rick out. Point blank period. There was no excuse for that offensive performance, none whatsoever. And everybody talked about the defense. The defense didn't play that bad. They honestly didn't. Defense didn't play that bad. That offense didn't show up to midway through the third quarter. And that's unacceptable. And then you got Pitt this week. Now, it is not impossible for Florida State to go 10-2. The problem is you can go 10-2 and miss the playoffs. So now we need help. We lost 2 conference games. So we need help. And the bad part about it is The Ibis Achilles heel, they don't even play this year. They don't play Georgia Tech. I don't even think they play Duke this year. So where's this help going to come from?
Do they play SMU?
I think they play SMU, and I think they play Virginia. So the help got to come from Virginia. But the other problem is, if you get help from Virginia, Georgia Tech is sitting there. So we need some old-fashioned Bobby Bowden prayer chaos to happen for us to get into the ACC championship game. And again, I know everybody's in love with Mike Norvell because we ain't lost all the games yet. Listen, if that man go 10-2 and don't make the playoffs, if it's me, he got to find another job.
Boy, you smoking crack.
I am not. Do you know how much money we're paying him? Do you know how many losing seasons he got? Do you know how many losing seasons? 3 losing seasons. And we paying him real big money for 3 losing seasons. Forget the numbers, because the numbers look skewed because we had COVID. But you lost to Jacksonville State, which made them decide that they wanted to be an FBS school. You went 2-10 last year. I told y'all, December, I'm going to be happy either way. There's no way you can miss the playoffs. And we got rid of a coach who wasn't yet 500. And the AD says 6-6 ain't good enough. Yet we have 3 losing seasons from this guy.
I got the wrong Memphis coach.
The standard is the standard. And it ain't me saying he got to go. People were saying they had a problem with him before the Miami game. So that rumble is going to turn into a war if he don't make the playoffs. But that's, again, that's just me. And if I'd have bet an eyebrow, if one of these Ibis people would have took that bet, and if I'd have been eyebrowless for homecoming, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. He was going to move. He was going to move. He just wouldn't know it, but he was going to move. Y'all seen them videos where people pick their whole house up, put it on a truck and move it? That's what was going to happen. One of us was going to have to leave Tallahassee. I'll tell you that. If I'd lost an eyebrow on that. But again, that's my little crash out. It ain't as bad as it normally would have been because he still does have a path to get to the playoffs, however strained it is. But that's just me.
All right. I got. Can we crash out? Is that Miss Angie Body up in the?
Hey, Mama Bobby. Mama Body's in the place. No, Mama Body. We're not giving grace. We make it very abundantly clear that we don't bash players on this podcast. So we ain't bashing them. We have some concerns, and all that concern go to coaching because either somebody misevaluated this young man or they haven't developed him. And that's just me. You either develop or you didn't develop or you didn't evaluate properly. So if you as a Florida State person, I've been screaming this for the last 5 years. There's been too many misses in the talent evaluation area to not be like, what's going on? So same thing with Texas. At some point, the money that the boosters spend on that program, them chickens gonna come home to roost. For sure. So, and somehow he's getting more grace than Coach Strong did when he was at Texas, but I digress. We're gonna
John try to implement his own thing in the post-it test and said, "Hell no, we ain't doing that."
you can't butt heads with boosters at no program, but especially not at Texas back then. I ain't saying that they was cheating, but I'm saying
they was losing. I know coaches in high school football that was better than some of the coaches in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we gonna talk about Bill Belichick now? Or are we gonna wait till after the break?
Let's talk about it now.
All right. So everybody is running with this Bill Belichick story. Here's my problem with everybody running with the Bill Belichick story. Y'all running with the wrong thing. Y'all running with, oh, he trying to get a buyout or he trying to walk away from the program. That's not the story. The story is the incoming NCAA violations. And does that coach want to go through a period of NCAA violations and get further behind in the ACC? That's the story. But everybody want to get caught up in that 24-year-old girlfriend he got. That ain't the story. It's a story, but that ain't the story. One of the other stories is, where's that girl daddy at? That's a story. But the story, man, that man couldn't pull up to my house. Couldn't pull up.
Well, he got millions.
Right. Look, Daddy might be the one to set him up.
So Mr. Belichick.
Right. Look, Epstein number 2.
So, listen. I think for those who don't know, it's a whole bunch of mess going around in that North Carolina program. First off, the athletic director didn't even hire him. The board of trustees hired him. And they came up with the salary compensation and all of that. The next thing is, A.D. Cunningham, they've already hired his replacement, and he is working at North Carolina right now.
Wait, whoa. You said that and already hired the new AD.
Oh, yeah. The new AD is hired, and he's on campus working right now. He has been A.D. Cunningham has been given basically his severance package. I think they called him AD Emeritus and whatever. Oh, that's already worked out.
And basically said, sit your old ass down somewhere.
Basically.
But here's the funny part. Your program is winless against FBS competition.
Dude, they really even care about football because that ain't no football school. Shit, that's a basketball school. Always have been, always will be. Basketball.
Ooh, if I listen. Hey, remember when I told y'all it's other schools that was considering lawsuits? And it wasn't the Ibis people? North Carolina cares about football because football is their second biggest money generator. Look at all them season tickets they sold because Belichick was coming. I don't think the people showing up right now, but they sold them season tickets. Belichick was supposed to be what Prime was, but winning. Because this ain't Colorado. You can't just show up and be a megastar and people gonna keep coming to games even though you're losing. People in North Carolina got other things to do. They ain't got to sit there and.
Why are they losing though, Troy?
They're not very good. They don't have the talent.
Exactly.
They just don't. They went to Northern Alabama to get a quarterback who's now injured that they paid 6 figures to. And you know what? The NIL money don't matter. What matters is they went and got a quarterback from Northern Alabama. Not Clemson, not Florida State, not Miami. They went and got a transfer from Northern Alabama. Now, from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, to Northern Alabama, it's some other schools in between there with talent.
Yeah. Maybe that
So
was the
again,
best one. That was the best one they could find. You know, I'm not gonna discredit the the scouting people because they felt like they got what they needed. But I think the expectation was Bill Belichick being the greatest NFL head coach of all time
is about to coach your team.
is about to coach the team. And with that, he's going to bring some coaching philosophies from the NFL. He's going to be getting these kids ready at an NFL level. But what happens on game day when they are clearly outmatched physically? You're getting
and that's the problem.
dominated in the trenches because they can't stand up to the teams they're going against. It don't matter how much practice you do. If you are physically unable to perform, then it's going to be a long day. Now, the recruiting process has to be already started because we can see where this season is going. So, looking forward, he has to bring in the talent to be successful. He's not in a cookie cutter division. You know, the ACC, there's good football being played. There are good teams in that division, in that conference. Virginia, Miami, Clemson, Florida State, Wake Forest. You got to be able to compete with all these schools. Oh, and Duke. And if you don't have the physical talent needed, then it's gonna be you're gonna struggle. They even talked shit about Clemson last year when they had the slow start. They said, "Hey, y'all a little light out there at receiver." And what we see go what did we see them do after that? You start to see the more melanated folks at receiver, and then Brian Westcott comes out to be one of the best receivers in college football. Like that's what happened. But I'm not saying that that's their issue. Their issue is just clearly from a talent standpoint.
Well, so right now for the 2026 season, their overall recruiting rank is 17. Right? Again, this is early, but right now it's 17. They got a lot of 3-stars in that class. So we're going to see if Bill is around what it's going to look like next year, because that'll be his first recruiting cycle that he actually get some guys in. Probably going to take him 2 cycles, but that's going to be the first one. I think what's happening at North Carolina is not just on the football team itself, it's on the athletic department and how things were done. Because a lot of times it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. And North Carolina has done doing some wild stuff. Some absolute wild stuff. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna get into some more HBCU football. We'll be back. We'll be right back. So that is commercial from our sponsor, D3 Construction, D3 Development. That is Marlowe's construction company. So reach out if you have any construction needs in the Orlando, Central Florida area. Reach out. He will take care of you. That's our guy. So there's a couple games that we need to talk about, but the first one we need to talk about is somebody's having a homecoming game with a school from Oakland, California, but that school has canceled their last 2 games. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on? Doc, do you have any details on this? Because this happened. I saw that probably an hour before we went live and was a little confused because I know you one of the proponents of the SWAC not playing Lincoln and the VULs and all of those. But apparently, is it Alcorn State's homecoming? I think we're gonna stop. Hold on. I believe it's Alcorn State's homecoming, where yeah, it's Alcorn State's homecoming, and Lincoln, California, has missed their last 2 games. Oh, hold on, I saw. Woo! Hey, Emmett, that is a question that I will defer to G. I don't know. I think this is the first year for Cedric Thomas, correct?
Second year.
Second, okay, the second year. So I don't, and he got a 3-year contract. So he on a 3-year contract. So I don't think they'll get rid of him this year. But it's not a pretty situation. It's not a pretty situation at all. Provided Lincoln shows up, this should be a W in the win column. But whew, I don't. This could get real ugly real fast if they don't show up. And again, Lincoln is on the tour to get bopped every week. But again, I think they're just trying to collect checks and build their program. That be what it is. Texas Southern plays Grambling. This is a pivotal game for 2 SWAC West teams. It's pivotal because Texas Southern got out of the gate slow with that loss to PV, first game of the season. That's a tough game to play against your rival. And Grambling has had some struggles this year. Doc, who you got in this game, Doc? I think we lost that. I'm gonna take Texas Southern. I just feel like they got a little bit better handle on the program right now, so I'm gonna take Texas Southern in this game. It just seems like. Did you say Grambling?
I'm gonna go with Grambling.
Oh wow!
I'm going with the fighting Nikki Joseph.
All right.
Well, all right.
It's home. See, the thing about it is Grambling's homecoming, and they rarely lose homecoming.
That's true.
Ooh.
So
yeah, I might have to switch that. You know what? You're right. I'm gonna have to take Grambling.
I'm going with Grambling on this one.
That puts us at a question.
I'm going with Grambling because my niece said she's gonna kick my butt if I did it. So.
Don't get beat up.
If Grambling does win, that provides some interesting questions on Monday. Some very interesting questions on Monday. Another game that we kind of got to pay attention to, but not really. Southern is playing Bethune.
No, you got to pay attention to that game right there.
You know what? People keep telling me that. People keep saying that it's strange things that happen in the hole. Most of the Jackson State people and Southern people.
If you ain't never been to the hole, seriously, it be some off the wall stuff that be happening out there. And you be thinking like, damn, we got the game won, and then next thing you know, somebody threw an interception or fumble or ran it back for a touchdown or something like that. You see what happened when they played Kentucky State?
Yeah, that would definitely qualify as that.
Like, shoot, that, hey.
I can't even put that up, Chris. I can't even put that up.
Pause. Pause.
Oh man. So, like I said, the other game, Bethune-Cookman and Southern. I like Bethune-Cookman at this point. Southern has been reeling for a very long time, and I don't know if they can fight their way out of it. I don't know. It just, that defense has never been in, from my understanding, they have injuries to the defensive tackle position. They got an offensive player playing defensive tackle, so that explains a lot. I don't think they ever got moving. Then the Alabama State Jackson State game. And I know Hell Wildcats, I told them I was going to pick this game early, and I thought I did. I don't know if I posted it on it. But for me, two very good teams, it just comes down to which quarterback do I trust. And right now, I trust Andrew Body a little bit more than I trust Jacoby and Morton. But I don't think it's no crazy game. I think it's going to be a close game. Here's the other thing. And y'all can get mad at me and Whitley can burn me at the stake and all of that. Playing Alabama State again for homecoming. A better Alabama State team than they played last time. And Jackson State is better as well. It's just 3 points. I don't think it's more than 7, so I settled on 3 points. I think it's a 3-point game. But again, it could go either way. Like if it went either way, I wouldn't be shocked. But it just comes down to which quarterback do I trust more, and it's just Andrew Body. That's just it.
I'm gonna tell you just like this.
Remember, Mama Body is in the chat.
Look, I have a good relationship with the Bodies, but they know that I'm in 15 I trust. In the general, I trust. So I'm gonna go with Jacoby and Morgan, and it's something that I think that Bama State don't really have is somebody on that back end. That defensive line being kind of light in the tail, even though they're quick out the ball, quick out the line. I don't think they have the defensive line to stay up with that offensive line that we got.
My thing is if Jackson State is allowed to run 41 times, 50 times, it's still going to be a close game, but it won't be a threat because they won't have the ball. I think Coach Robinson will figure out a way to get some stops in the run game to give them opportunities. That's my only thing. That's the only way I can see them winning, because we already know TC want to play Canada junior football. That has been his MO all season. Against inferior teams, yes, they chunked it all over the field, but against similar talent, they've been running for daylight all day long. Point blank period.
So the last time around this time, not even homecoming, I'm gonna go all the way 24 years ago. The last time we had a game with this type of atmosphere, this type of magnitude, was against Alabama State, and it was Superman Robert Kent, quarterback for Jackson State, versus Darnell Red Kennedy, for Alabama State. That game ended up being 61-58, no overtime. We had straight up offense. TC had 14 catches, 235 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then his receiving teammate, Lawrence Story, my main 6'6", had 10 catches for 180 and 2 touchdowns. So you look at it like this. It depends. If you want to put it just like that, whoever got the ball in their hand last wins.
So a 3-point game ain't crazy. Like people,
ain't crazy. I mean, like I said, you got to realize too. Look at and when you look at the series between Bama State and Jackson State in the last 5 years, look at how close the game was. So you look at it. Okay, COVID year, we lost to them by 7 points, right? And that was in Montgomery. Then that fall came. That was our first homecoming against them. We beat them by 21. That's that second year in 22 was their first was the year they had their first actual homecoming. We beat them. I think it was by single digit. Of course, in 23 they came in to beat us.
Thank you, baby.
3 at our homecoming, but we made mistakes. We fumbled the ball twice. I ain't gonna name that player Seven McGee, but fumbled the ball twice.
You just said you weren't gonna name that man. Just let him.
Full name.
I'm being petty.
Whole government name. That's why this is why we have the disclaimer. This is why we have the disclaimer.
You don't need no disclaimer. And then look at the last season. Last season was a single digit. We won 16-10 and clinched the East on their home field. So just thinking about doing this, going into this game has always been against A&M. I mean, against Alabama State has always been a close game. Other than the fall 21 where we beat them by 21 points. But this has been a close game. So I mean Bama State don't have the same defense as they had last season. We definitely don't. I mean, we have pretty much the same players, but we got players that's coming back. They healthy. Then we got some players that we can put in. I'm gonna tell you like this: if you watch the game, watch out for number 15 on defense, Cam Salas. We talking about a safety, sophomore, 6'2". I don't know if he's 6'2" or 6'3", but he's about 220, playing strong safety. He can act like another linebacker coming down in that box. And he ain't got he played with reckless abandonment. He a YN. He ain't got no mindset.
Listen, I know everybody want to holler about more talent. I don't even think it's going to be a coaching game. Sometimes some games just come down to coaching. The talent is going to play above their head, just like they did last year, just like they did the year before. It's not going to be, we got more talent than them. That's a different type of game. The talent is going to play above their head. It's going to come down to coaching. Point blank, period.
I don't even just think it'll come down to coaching. I just think it'll come down to just execution of plays and stuff like that.
What did Paul Pierce do now? I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. Never mind. He doing what he normally do. Paul Pierce got arrested on suspicion of DUI. My bad.
Lord.
That don't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I'm just gonna keep rolling like I didn't see that. But yeah, no, this game is probably gonna be close. The other game that we kind of missed, and I'm about to make some people mad. Mississippi Valley at Alabama A&M for Alabama A&M's homecoming. Mississippi Valley might spoil their homecoming.
You said Mississippi Valley might spoil somebody's homecoming?
They might spoil Alabama A&M homecoming. And I think Jess is on, I mean, not Jess, Jennifer's on her podcast, so she ain't really seeing this. So I can say this with confidence. Mississippi Valley State got a quarterback, and they can play defense. Nah, they ain't got a whole bunch else, but this is also the Alabama A&M team that gave up 1 million points to Bethune-Cookman.
Not 1 million.
I think Marlo. No, my bad, Marlo. My bad. You would never go in that game. My bad. My bad. I think somebody's grandma went in that game and got like 15 yards receiving in that game. They gave up 1 million points. And Mississippi Valley got some talent. They got some players. Oh, we got somebody from Valley.
What's up?
Do you know how hard it is to find Valley people?
Not too much,
man. Make sure you follow the YouTube channel. Watch.fatmouthsports.net. I need some Valley people because I be having questions, and I don't really have nobody to answer the questions. But I think Valley got some. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, follow the podcast so I can make sure that when we have some Valley content that I get it out to you. By the way, I love y'all SID. Any SID that pick up the phone, answer questions, I love Valley SID. So that's another one of my guys. Y'all got a great SID right now. But yeah, I think Valley is gonna make some noise. And then let me go ahead and put this thing up right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up right now. We kind of touched on it, but we ain't really talk about it. And I don't really know what Marlo at right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this like this. Here it is right here. Here it is. It's the eyebrow game. You got to come get it. I did my research on this game. I did my research. I'm betting the eyebrow. You know what it is, Josh, HBCU Nightly. Make sure you and Bragg. One of us is leaving without an eyebrow, and it ain't going to be me.
Y'all funny.
That man gonna be eyebrowless.
Listen, so you know I don't have a lot of time to see all of the SWAC, all the MEAC games. So finally, this week I got some time to break down some of the games, look at some of the stats, and I'm thinking, oh my God, they're gonna throw for 1 million yards. Look at them games. Look at who they threw 1 million yards against. This is going to be a good old-fashioned slobber knocker. It should be. If I get my wish, it won't be, but it probably will be a good old slobber knocker. And I walk out with both my eyebrows. Had me thinking they was out there playing the Detroit Lions or something, the way people was talking about them like they was invincible. You know who is scaring the MEAC? Delaware State. That's who's scaring the MEAC. But again, that's just me.
I think you have grown an affection to running the risk of looking like a salamander.
It be your own people.
You keep throwing them eyebrow bits out there. Somebody go look it up. But I love the confidence. That is, yeah. I'm about that life.
Remember, I'm the dude that said nose by 10, and we beat Alabama. Can't beat
Yeah.
anybody else worth talking about, but we beat Alabama.
You also say nose by 10 against Miami.
They got dog walk.
Same
You know
person.
what? I hope both of y'all stub y'all toe at 3 a.m. in the morning. Before we get to these MEAC games, I was unaware that there was 2 games played on Wednesday night. Your media rights deal is horrible if y'all playing on Wednesday nights. Y'all ain't even competing with JV football. Y'all competing with JV high school volleyball. Like that's crazy.
That's
But
terrible.
whatever. South Florida's playing North Texas. I think South Florida's gonna win the American. They might beat the dog. You know what out of North Texas?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I can't. As a
They got
as a resident of the North Texas area, DFW area.
That ain't North Texas.
It is North Texas.
Y'all mid Texas.
That's Austin is mid Texas.
Austin is past y'all, man.
Austin is
Well,
going
yeah.
down. I'm gonna have to say this. I think UNT in the game is at UNT and it's a homecoming. So I don't think UNT loses.
They got UNT as a 1.5. They are 1.5 favorite, basically a 2-point favorite. The over under is 66.5. Whew.
He doing some scoring in this game too.
Yeah. Oregon and Indiana is playing. I like Oregon by a lot.
Indiana don't look like they did last year.
They sure don't.
Ooh, we're gonna come back to that game because we're gonna come back to that game. Tennessee is playing Arkansas. Bobby Petrino has successfully pulled a coup, and his only mandate is not to have his side chicks on the back of a motorcycle. Whew. Tennessee still probably gonna run up 35 on them.
That's to leave in the middle of the season. Oh, South Florida still got to play Memphis, so I don't think South Florida winning the American.
Well, I have to wait and see. Texas A&M is playing Florida.
Texas A&M playing Florida.
Yep.
Is it in Gainesville or is it in
no,
College?
they're playing in College Station.
Oh well then. Nah.
I like A&M by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Texas Tech is playing Kansas. They got Texas Tech by 14.5.
In Kansas or in Lubbock?
No, it's in Lubbock.
Oh shit. Texas
Tech
Tech
by 30. By 30.
By 30. No, let's do it like that. By 40.
They're gonna put hands and feet. I think I mean to interrupt you while you're going down your games for the weekend. I think what we need to look at is how dirty they did South Carolina on their schedule.
Yep. I was just getting to that game. South Carolina plays LSU at LSU at 7:45 at night.
Look, but that ain't where it ends, Doc. I'm gonna give you their next 4 games after LSU. Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma, right?
In Oklahoma. Alabama at home. Ole Miss. And then Texas A&M after the bye week.
Oh shit! They run a whole gauntlet.
Lenore Sellers has been selling.
Mm-hmm. That
So
first round grade is dropping.
it's dropping. It's plummeting. I'm not gonna lie. The thing is, what other quarterback is actually standing out? Because the prediction was Arch Manning would be QB1. Klubnik still can't declare this year, so he ain't coming out.
Klubnik this year.
Is he a junior this year?
He's a junior this year.
Wait, yeah,
Okay,
Klubnik is a junior.
Okay, yeah. So if it was, if you asking me, Carson Beck and Klubnik are 1 and 2 right now.
Yeah.
That kid in Oklahoma, he tough as nails. He remind me of Bo Nix. If he can, amass even half of the success that Bo Nix has amassed since he's been in the NFL this short while, then he could be a good pick for somebody. But South Carolina, they might lose all 5.
And then they still got to end the season with they'll beat Coastal Carolina, and then they got to play Clemson.
They should beat Clemson. They should definitely beat Clemson.
That is literally the hardest schedule I've ever seen.
Yo, them dirty, bro. I'm sorry.
And look, the hardest team on the schedule is Ole Miss.
I'm gonna tell you who got a bad schedule, TP.
Who that?
Michigan, with their freshman quarterback, got to play USC on the road.
Not worried.
USC got athletes.
They do. Make no mistake. There will always be speed at USC. Make whatever you think, whatever coaching staff they got, whatever they got going on, USC will have speed. They have the pick of the litter when it comes to the athletes coming out of the LA area, and they will get somebody fast at every position.
That Georgia-Auburn game, that should be, I want to say that should be a cakewalk, but they're playing at Auburn. All right.
Didn't Georgia just lose?
Did they just lose?
They lost to Ole Miss, right?
Let me go back. Yeah, I think I missed that game while I was in.
Oh no, Ole Miss beat LSU.
Yeah, beat LSU.
But Georgia did lose. Hold on.
That schedule is diabolical.
They lost to Alabama.
Alabama, yeah, that's right. They just lost to Alabama.
They beat Kentucky last week. That's what it was.
Last week.
Who you talking about?
Alabama.
Alabama. Yeah.
I thought Alabama just beat Vanderbilt.
Nah, they played Kentucky. Georgia played Kentucky last week.
Oh, you said Georgia. I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Alabama. I'm like, hold on. They just played Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
But Georgia got Auburn, and I'm not gonna lie, Georgia going to Auburn is a trap game because you know who they play after that? Ole Miss.
Oh, they play Ole Miss after that?
They play Ole Miss.
So wait, yeah.
They can't look ahead because Ole Miss got people spooked right now because they might have the best defense in college football.
Now we've been beating around it because I wasn't sure how this was gonna go. Oklahoma is playing Texas At the Cotton Bowl.
It's gonna be 92,000 people there. There's gonna be about another 100,000 people in the fair. Mix that all in.
Don't ask me shit.
Then you get the Red River rivalry.
Man, my cousin say, you know y'all got Oklahoma this week. How you think that we gonna do? Motherfucker, we couldn't beat Florida. My expectations are not high. Like, what do you mean? How do I feel? How do you think I feel? Like, for real?
You said, motherfucker, we couldn't even beat Florida. Like, wow.
No, like dead ass. Like, we have to go. We it's the Red River Shootout, right? It's our rivalry game. This, you circle this game on the map. Maybe, just maybe, it was circled and Florida was the trap game, and we're better than what we've been putting on the field. You think about it, that the loss that we had before that was to the defending champion Ohio State. We lost by a touchdown where we had many, and I'd say many opportunities to put points on the board. We just didn't.
Yeah.
And a lot of that had to do with Arch Manning's accuracy, not the play calling, not the defense. His accuracy put us in bad spots because Sarkisian likes to throw the ball on first down. As much as I'd be like, we got to run the ball. You can't just come out and run, pass on third every drive. And I understand that, especially somebody who's been on the sideline. But when you come out on first down and you got a wide open receiver, you skip one into the ground, then you come back on second, you try to run it, you only pick up about 2 or 3 yards. Now you got 3rd and 7. And now we depending on Arch Manning to make a good throw on 3rd and long when the defense know the pass is coming. This man holds the ball longer than Shadur Sanders. And I talked about how bad he held the ball. And he's holding the ball because he's not confident in his arm. That confidence hasn't arrived yet. And maybe he does have the talent. But we ain't seeing it right now. And to go into play Oklahoma, this is Texas Super Bowl. This is how we look at it. We have to beat Oklahoma, just like Ohio State, Michigan, just like Florida State, Miami, South Carolina, Clemson. All your great rivalries. A lot of the talent that we look at, it becomes irrelevant, and they're playing with heart. Can the Longhorns come out and show me some fucking fight tomorrow? Can y'all show me some fight?
You damn right.
I'm gonna say this though, because looking at their schedule, after y'all play Oklahoma, y'all got Kentucky on the road, and y'all go to Mississippi State. And then you got Vanderbilt coming to the house, and you on the road to Georgia after that, and then you got Arkansas, and you got Texas A&M coming to your house.
We're going to live into bowl season with 5 losses.
Ooh.
I'm not confident at all. I'm not.
You know what? I don't even need to go to this Pitt game. If Florida State don't beat Pitt again, I put that for sale sign in front of his yard. I'm just telling you ahead of time. You can clip it. I can play that at my arraignment.
You gonna march the band down the street at 7 a.m.?
If I hit the Powerball, 7 a.m., 3:45. Ain't no sleep.
That is
ain't no sleep.
Godly hour, by the way.
Ain't no sleep. None of his neighbors get sleep. Nobody. Somebody got to go.
The only thing open at 3:45 is corner stores and
yeah.
I wasn't finna take it there, Doc. I was
wow.
Family.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Oh my God. That's a quick way to get the message. You know what I mean? Like that is very petty of you, Troy. That's very petty.
I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to get us to be better.
That
all right, we're gonna run through.
Trying to be better. That sounds premeditated to me. You said if they lose, this is what I'm going to do. That's premeditated.
I think that's what it is.
It is what it is. So
how do you look? This is how you know that you are a petty person when you plan to be petty.
If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So we're gonna get to these NAIA games, and the very first game we're gonna get to is Morgan State at Virginia Lynchburg. First off,
they playing the side chicks.
We got to get Banks on the show. Morgan State has been an unmitigated disaster in what we thought was going to be their best year. They are 2-4.
I shouldn't be smiling. I shouldn't. But continue.
They've lost to South Alabama.
When you say we, who's included in that we? When you talk about we thought it was gonna be the best year, because
ain't nobody speaking French but him.
We.
Oh, hold on. You talking about me? Listen,
I'm confused.
I did not expect them to win the MEAC. I did not expect them to be 4-2 with their lone wins being against Central State and Miles. They do not have a FCS win.
And who's surprised?
I ain't gonna lie. The way they played last year, I didn't expect them to have no offense. They really ain't got no offense this year. I didn't expect them to have no offense. But
did you see their recruiting class? Like what? I'm just trying to. Someone texted me one time. I'm trying to clarify my confusion. Why? Anyway, we can go ahead because I can be Miss Petty.
I just need everybody to know that the week of 10/25, I am trying to get early onto the show. I am trying to get E onto the show.
Car keys? They're in our room.
Because it is Howard Morgan State week that week. Whew. That clip gonna do numbers.
You get Tom and Jerry on the show.
That clip gonna do numbers.
You gonna get Tom and Jerry on the show.
Numbers, I tell you. I have faith that. So yeah, Morgan State should beat Virginia Lynchburg. South Carolina State. I'm sorry, Southern Connecticut State. I ain't never heard of that school before. Is playing Delaware State. We think they should get that win, right?
Delaware State.
Delaware State should beat Southern Connecticut State, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying. Absolutely. First of all,
they ain't even got no logo. Like you can't even click on the link. Oh God, yeah.
That is a made up school.
Vision 2.
Okay.
That sounds like a made up school.
I'm gonna say this: South Carolina State is at North Carolina A&T.
A&T, right?
It's G-Ho.
No, it ain't G-Ho. G-Ho's the 25th, ain't it?
Oh, G-Ho is this weekend.
A&T by
that's right. No.
This weekend. Why?
No.
Danny, why do they call it? Why do they call it G-Home? Why do they call it the greatest homecoming on earth? And it still look like it's some.
Let me go ahead and disassociate myself with these comments right now, because they already swear to God I hate on them.
My fellow East Coast sister, the former MEAC, one of the MEAC brethren. Why is it that they say their homecoming is the greatest on earth, but it looks like cows sitting on a pasture?
It look real regular.
Because they don't know no better. That's just like if you ain't never had filet mignon, you always gonna think sirloin is good and the best thing is smoking. So they can't help themselves. That's almost like going trick or treating and you always get them down candy corns
Where's
until
the
you
blue
go
button at?
to a good neighborhood that give you Snickers.
Hey, first of all, Marlo. First of all, what did candy corn do to you?
Oh no, we're not finna do that.
Candy corn
Man,
next to
candy
my
corn,
bed right now.
I don't trust
Candy
nobody who
corn,
eats candy corn. Candy
I ain't
corn
never
is
candy
so
corn.
nasty.
It is
Not
disgusting.
when you eat them with peanuts. You gotta toast
No,
them
And
with
the only hey,
Even
listen,
with peanuts.
the
Look, I'm
only
gonna
way
put
to
y'all
eat
on the
candy
new. I'm
corn
trying to put
is to
y'all on
put
a
it
new
in the
snack.
trash.
I'm putting y'all on a new snack this Halloween season. Get you a bag of candy corn and some planted salted peanuts. You take two candy corn for every 4 peanuts,
oh my God,
and you gonna
that
And
eat
has
then
them.
you
And it's
throw the candy corn in the trash. That is
no
literally
man,
the only way to eat candy corn is
no
putting
man.
it
candy
in the
corn.
trash.
See,
Candy
my
corn
wife
really
said
ain't
the same thing
candy.
until she tried it, and now she be partaking every time I bring out the bag of candy corn. I'm telling you,
Candy corn is that candy that really ain't candy. Like candy is the stuff that you can put in your pockets in a wrapper. You put candy corn in your pocket, you gonna have a pocket full of sugar.
you just don't have raw candy corn in your pocket. That's nasty.
I'm just saying,
Where's raw candy corn in the pocket?
it don't
But look,
transport very well.
but here's the thing though. I would never eat them by themselves. I would never just bust open the bag and start eating because it is too sweet. You can't do it. The peanuts, it turns it into
It's
an
too
all American
nasty. That's
snack.
the problem. It ain't got nothing to do with the sugar. It's just too nasty.
They not nasty. They just too sweet. Too sweet.
It
I
Y'all
is.
bet
think
you if you I bet you if you
I
melt that, you could wax the floor with that stuff.
I mean,
I see candy
that's
corn.
just candy made
I
out of sugar.
I see candy corn in my store all day, every day because we on Halloween time right now. And yeah, I'll be like, you know what? I just want to throw all that shit in the trash, in the compact.
Don't knock it till you try it. Candy corn and
I have
peanuts.
tried it. Listen here,
Have
I
you
have
tried them
tried
with
it and I
peanuts?
still don't like it.
Have you tried them with peanuts?
I have
I don't
tried
think.
it and I don't like it. I don't
Have
want
you
to
I,
try
tried?
it with nothing else.
That's the problem.
I'm
I would, like I said,
no.
I would never
The
eat them by
problem is
themselves.
that it's nasty. That's the problem.
Try
I
it
wish,
with
I wish
peanuts.
you don't say
It'll change your mind.
Hey, I'm finna melt it and put it
I,
as wax on
I
my
was just
hardwood
talking
floors.
about. I was just talking about somebody claiming they homecoming, the greatest homecoming on earth, or whatever they try to call it. I mean, everybody can name something. Everybody can say, the people know.
I
The
mean, but
people know.
when you attach the title greatest, right? You're trying to create a selling point.
Yeah.
If I tell you this is the worst homecoming of all time, are you gonna go?
hell no.
Mm-mm.
No. But if I
Even
tell
if
you,
you told me it's the greatest, I'll be skeptical. Because I've
but you
been to
might
quite a few
show up.
homecomings.
But look, you might show up just to see. Now
But
you're
if it's
skeptical,
ass,
but you're
but
curious.
but if it's ass, I'm
Oh, I
gonna
mean,
tell everybody. Everybody.
but look, they already won because you showed up. Ah, you still came though.
He said, what the hell?
Yeah, he
I
did.
got you.
And that's how you be feeling too. They got me.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, you'll be sitting there sad as fuck. Like, damn, I'd have wasted my damn time. But shit, while I'm here.
I don't know. I'm real petty when it comes to shit like that. When I feel like I've been hoodwinked, I be going live from that shit, showing the tumbleweeds rolling down the street.
Not the tumbleweeds.
Getting
Are they talking
hoodwinked.
about this shit live?
Don't nobody like to get hoodwinked.
Nobody.
Don't sell me no wolf ticket. But I mean, whenever you have a homecoming game, you want the game to. Whenever it's homecoming, you want the game to be in the afternoon. That way, you can have all night to celebrate if you win.
Yeah.
But if you lose, I don't want to see nobody from the football team. Y'all just go ahead and go to sleep, man. Y'all just pack it up. I don't want to see the coach. I don't want to see the coaching staff. I don't want to see the players. Y'all just go ahead and pack it in for the night, man.
Well, the game ends at 1:00. The game is at 1:00. Yeah,
that's a good time. Because if you win, now you get from 4 on to start thinking about celebrating. But what you don't do is start thinking about celebrating at 1:00. Because if you start thinking about celebrating at 1:00, when the clock hit double zeros in the fourth quarter, you're gonna be looking at an L. Keep the main thing. Main thing, go out there and win.
all right. So Howard is playing Sacred Heart. I don't think Howard wins that game.
No, I think Howard does win the game. You look at Sacred Heart, no, for real. Because you look at Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart is not no world beaters. They have won their games by at least 7 points or less. They have not blown nobody out. I'm gonna go with Howard.
Actually, you're right. You're right. They cheated. They cheated Delaware State out that game, and then lost to Central Connecticut the next week. Yeah, you're right. Howard win that game. Howard wins that game. Norfolk is playing Walford at Walford.
I just want to say you must have been a gymnast in your past life. As quick as you flip flop, just then. That shit was amazing. You did it so seamlessly.
Milo is sick, boy.
That shit is amazing. Oh my god!
That was amazing.
He was over here. He was over here. How you got over there so fast? It's like you're a ninja.
Simone Biles on the flip.
Yeah, damn.
I'm trying to get through this because we still got a couple things to talk about and try and get out of here so TP can get his final thoughts because we're gonna get his crash out. We definitely getting that crash out. So real quick, LeBron is gonna miss 2 weeks of the early NBA season with sciatica.
That nigga turned 40, boy. He feeling everything.
That's some old
I was about to say sciatica is the 40-year-old disease. I promise you. When I turned 40, everything started hurting from the waist down. I ain't even know could hurt. Boy, sciatica ain't no joke. That's that old people stuff.
That's a man.
No, I had one earlier this year.
Ooh, when I tell you when it hits me, it's a wrap. I ain't doing nothing.
Man,
but I promise you, see, this is why I need a man, right? And I got sciatica, baby. I'm gonna lay on this bed. You can rub on my booty real quick.
Oh shit!
Where is the? I did not see that one coming. I didn't see it coming.
See the application.
That shit is hilarious.
Look at your application. Ain't got nobody.
All right, so let me get through the last little topics real quick. So for those who don't know, FSU's linebacker that got shot a couple months ago, Ethan Pritchard, he is out of the hospital.
That's good.
I believe he's going to, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to a rehab facility. You did not see me tweet this out because I got this thing about bad stuff happening to kids. I don't have the emotional capacity for it, so that's why I didn't retweet it. Every time I seen it on my timeline, I just kind of went past it because if I start thinking about it, I'm gonna get angry because this should never happen. So,
Right.
I just want him to get to a point where he can at least start walking and be mobile again. That's my prayer. Everything after that is a blessing. The Yankees are no longer in the playoffs.
Can
They
I say
did.
this?
Go ahead.
Fuck the Yankees.
Oh wow. Okay. In other baseball news, the Rays have been sold. It is official. They are repairing Tropicana Field. And the only place that has already approved money for a new stadium is St. Pete. Guess where you think they're gonna be at? Major League Baseball don't do nothing on no uncertainties. They wanted to make sure that there was gonna be a stadium before they let that team get sold. But we'll talk about that a little later, because they don't want to talk about details and all that right now because they know where they're gonna be at. So, ladies and gentlemen, for some of us, it's been a rough week this week. Our teams lost. It's been a rough week, but
Not mine.
Not me. My team didn't lose.
I can't relate to that sentiment.
you're right. Y'all don't lose to the playoffs, but never mind. So TP, I know
Hey,
you wanted the floor. I'm gonna start muting people. I swear to God, TP, I know you wanted to get some stuff off your chest. So, sir, the floor is yours.
All right, Longhorns. Where do I start? You overhype a kid because of his name, and then the season starts and it ain't what we thought it was gonna be, right? I think somebody said it. They was like, Arch Manning isn't a generational talent because generational talents don't wait 2 years to start. And I'm starting to think there might have been some truth to that sentiment. However, given the talent that is on the roster, we should be playing better than what we are doing. And that starts with the coaching staff, who has not been able to get it done. Yes, we won some games. When I look at all the games that we won, yeah, we should have won them. But a lot of the games we lost, we should have won those as well. Going back to when we played Washington in the playoffs, should have won. Playing Ohio State last year, we should have won. At some point, it's going to have to be a restart. And Arch Manning, if you plan on declaring this year, I won't be mad. Sark, if you can't right the ship within these last 6-7 weeks of the season, we might need to start looking for new leadership as well. And I'm trying to say this as nicely as possible because I feel like we are better than what we have put on the field. The real test is going to be this week in Oklahoma. If we go out there and get our pants pulled down, it needs to be a fire sale at the end of the season because we cannot. You just can't lose to Oklahoma like that. That is, you couldn't win the national championship, and now you can't beat Oklahoma. What the fuck are we doing? There's going to have to be a change in leadership. Will it happen? Probably not. Probably not this year. But if we have another abysmal season where we're losing the teams that we got no business losing to, and the head coach keeps his job, I'm gonna really be questioning who is running the athletic department at the University of Texas. So I just feel like we gotta start faster. We gotta establish the run because we're going against a good defense. The last thing you want to do is let a good defense like that just pin their heels back and fire off at your quarterback for 4 quarters. So control the line of scrimmage. If we can control the line of scrimmage, if we can run the ball and keep third downs under 6 yards, we have a chance to win this game. And that'll be a catalyst to move forward when we start looking at some of the other games down our schedule, the Georgia game, the A&M game. Because if we're able to win this game, this is something that we can go back on Monday and say these were the keys to success. We executed. If we do this every week, then we should win every game, and then we can go win those other big games that we have on the schedule. But if we go out there and we get blown out, it's back to the drawing board. The season is over with. Yeah, we can fight for a bowl game, but it's going to be bittersweet even if we win. We won a national championship. Arch Manning was supposed to be the greatest thing since Vince Young, and it ain't looking like that. So we just gonna wait and see.
Whew. Was what I was expecting, but cool.
Boy, that damn turkey leg and that funnel cake ain't gonna taste right when they leave up out that stadium. They gonna be like, boy, this shit trash as hell. They gonna walk out the state fair and be like, man, I don't even feel like getting on no damn rides.
Wow. Well, then it's been a while since you've been on the show. It's been a while. What you got for us this week?
Oh, I was muted. I guess I can show my face this time. Hey y'all. What's up? Man, y'all know I love my children, my babies as I call it, right? And it's there's some things, some situations. I feel like it's always something, right? It's always someone that you may have to look out for. And I've never ever in my life been one to be like, oh, I got haters. Yeah. On whatever day that was, I think it was Tuesday of this week, I realized like there's actually a few people in my space, not my circle, my space, that really just don't like me. And it's crazy. It's really crazy. And at first I was feeling a way about it. But then I realized like I don't even care. I don't even care because I know that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing and where I'm supposed to be doing it at for the people that I'm supposed to be helping. And you not liking me says more about you than it does about me. People did what they were supposed to do. They wouldn't even have time to think about what you're doing. And so I'm a firm believer in mind the business that pays you, but also do the business that pays you. Then you won't have to worry about somebody else doing the business that you're supposed to be getting paid for. Y'all see, I don't know if I can cross my eyes hard enough, but y'all see that? My eyes are crossing. Because what? So anyway, I realize as well that the space that I'm in is so important because young people that aren't in media, like they're not trained to be in media, are getting experience in media, being trained in media. Um, Even though the school does not have that as their major, they don't have a mass communications program at the school. Um, So I believe that there are a lot of times God will put us in places and spaces and around people um to show that you don't have to be like everybody else. I don't have a background. I don't have a mass communications degree, right? But when I tell you that is not about to stop me from doing anything that I know I'm supposed to be doing. And so what Ludacris say, move, get out the way. That's the mindset that I have right now. Cause you either gonna get run over or you gonna get in the car and let's go. You either on this train or you getting run over. Either way, I don't care. Cause my train is not stopping. Does that sound right? I hope so. Cause y'all know I can talk a little crazy sometimes.
Mm, sound about right.
Okay, okay.
And you know you're talking crazy if he say it sound about right.
Right, right. Now I'm concerned.
Now,
But they're gonna be like, oh, she getting a train right? No, that's not what I said. I said get on the train, my train.
Oh Jesus, this went left real fast.
Yeah. Say why? Now, come on now. Don't give me the disclaimer. Lord Jesus. Lord have mercy, Troy. But anyway, I just, I really want to encourage people. You're gonna have times where you like going through stuff. You're gonna have people that don't like you. And it's not that they may not even like you or they may not even know you to not like you. They just don't like that it's you. They don't like that it's you. And sometimes we could do stuff that outshines people, and that's where the problem comes in because we're actually doing better than them and doing more than them with less effort or less resources. And that's just it. That's just what it is. It's gonna happen. And I'm comfortable in knowing that the feathers that I have ruffled are because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And so if they hate, right? So that being said, I'm making my absolute shameless plug. My babies need y'all's support. Okay. We are in desperate need of new camera equipment, like desperate need. The camera that we were using was mine, it is broken. So, anything that y'all can do to support us will be amazing. You can donate um, through Cash App. I know that's very unconventional. Um, there is on that link. So that link does have a donate button, but here's the kicker: our internship program is not funded right now. So everything that we've been doing has been coming out of my pockets and the AD's pockets. So again, Cash App Suno Knights Athletics. And that's how you can donate directly to the internship program. Any support that y'all can give will be amazing. We're looking to raise about $3,500, which will get us our basic camera needs, our basic equipment. So I know I'm going a little long tonight, but I needed to give y'all some background so you understand the importance of what we're doing at the school and why your support is necessary. But that is all I have. Again, Cash App, Suno Knights Athletics. Please, please support us. And we've got about 7 interns right now who are really doing their thing. So any support that y'all can give would be great. Thank you. Bye bye.
She said that so nice. She said that so nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Based on how he talked to me earlier, this could go real left, real fast. He been out of control since his regular ass Bucks been playing well. They finally got them a number one receiver, and they playing well. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the man, the myth, the menace. Marlo, what you got for us this week?
Man, why you gotta be a menace?
Golly, that is just,
You know why?
I do not know how to respond to that comment, but I digress. I'm feeling real good right now, y'all. I gotta say, I'm really, I'm really feeling. I feel like a winner. Unlike our host, he ain't won. Like all his teams lost. I think their kickball team lost too. But I, I'm just gonna say this: it is very important to celebrate wins and losses, especially when you see the effort being put forward. Like those kids at Florida State could have melted in, not tried to come back in the game, but they didn't. So to me, that's a team that's fighting. So I celebrate them kids for not giving up, playing a good game. They didn't reach their goal that week, but it's always another week. So and that's such as life. You always got to stay committed to being the best version of you can be. So me saying that, I'm in a good headspace right now. I feel like things are starting to get in the right lane for me. I feel like professionally, personally, I'm getting in a better space, and I just get up every day, put one foot in front of the other, and keep it moving. And I won't. That's my message to the masses. Get up every day, put one foot in front of the other, and and do your best that you got all the control of. People gonna be people, but you can always be you and always put you out there. Don't put the avatar out there. There's nothing there's nothing good that's gonna come of that. So as we come into this big game this weekend, I want my team, win, lose, or draw, to go out there and put their best foot forward. They have the talent to win. They just got to put it on the field. So I'm really interested in that aspect of the game and to see if the coaches can put them in the position to win. So I'm talking about FAMU, and I also will be leaving Tallahassee, heading to Tampa for the Sunday game. So I'm very interested in this weekend, a good weekend of football. Um, that's all I got. I'm in a good space, y'all. Um, as in always, is fuck that school in Daytona and and that
We almost
school
made it.
and that school who say they America's team or America's school. Fuck them too.
We almost made it. Almost. We almost made it.
Is it
Doc,
time now?
Doc, what you got for us this week, Jesus?
I'm just saying.
Oh man, what we got for this week? Look, I'm headed to Jackson early in the morning with my road dog, aka my mama. First and foremost, I appreciate everybody who sent me, happy birthday wishes, and tuned in yesterday to the show. Still trying to get a little bit of donation left so we can make sure we can have everything And especially you gotta, leaving out of here in Dallas, we gotta stop at Buc-ee's. Gotta stop at Buc-ee's. But yesterday was my birthday. I turned a robust 46 years old yesterday. I don't look like I am in my mid-40s. I don't look like I am close to 50 by this time. And you know what they say? Black don't crack, goddamn it. Amen, amen.
How about coach?
But yes, now it's time to get serious. Of course, we talked, this week we found out that Kyron Lacy was pretty much innocent from everything from what had happened last year, and for those who had a hand in smearing his name, I hope all you motherfuckers go to jail. I hope every last one of you, even the lady who said that who lied and went on with the lie. I hope you go to jail too. That young man is supposed to be in the NFL right now. He was not supposed to have his life taken away from him at an early age. I just don't know what to say because when you think about it, I have kids. We all have kids. Danny has her interns, and she sees them as her kids. And if anything happened to our kids, we're gonna be pissed. But I have to say that, and then second on my list is since we in Louisiana and since we in the area of New Orleans, Mr. Derrick Rose. Mr. Groves, you are a fugitive. You was a fugitive in the eyes of the law. You escaped from what was it, Orleans Parish, the jail? You mean to tell me? Out of all the places your ass went, you went to Atlanta. You went to Atlanta to hide out. You went to Atlanta to hide out. Like, what makes you think niggas ain't gonna try to find you now? And especially if there's money on the line. And not to be ashamed, but your girlfriend was the one that got you caught. You was on the run for 146 days. 146. Most prisoners escapees don't even last for a week or so. But you lasted for almost 4 months. And you got into an argument with your girlfriend. And the popos converged on your house. Like, damn the loyalty. You just need to trade her ass in for a new model.
He about to, and his name gonna be Twan in jail.
Oh, she gonna be. Oh, she's in trouble too because she's aiding the baby, and harboring a fugitive. So, but other than that, man, shout out to my Cowboys. Of course, we did. Yes, we did beat the Jets. It doesn't matter, but we still won. We still won a game. Unlike that team in Vegas that haven't won nothing.
Leave me alone.
Have they won the game yet, Marlo?
I think they won their first game.
Mm. Hey.
But that's almost like taking your cousin to prom.
Goodbye. It is time to go.
Oh my goodness. Hey, look. Shout out to Jerry Jones for flipping all the Jets fans the bird and getting fined $250,000. That's like fucking chump change to him. That's like Whataburger money for him. And last but not least, shout out to James Houston for getting his name out there, because that's James Houston. He doing the damn thing for the Cowboys, representing HBCU football and doing his thing. And shout out to Marquise Bell doing his thing for the Cowboys. But anyway, y'all, I am getting ready to go to work, but I really don't want to go to work. I just want to stay at home and watch TV and be a thug. You know what I'm saying? I just want to stay at home. Okay. I want to stay at home, but I'm leaving out early anyway. So, you know what? I'm going to be careful on the road. I'll let everybody know when I'm making it in town. And make sure y'all watch the game on Saturday, 2:30 p.m. on ESPNU. You'll see me on that sideline taking pictures. And guess what? Y'all be easy. Crash out on your kids, too.
Well, I guess it's just my turn after that blatant disrespect. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first off, a couple things. We will do our best to follow small college football, specifically HBCU football. So you'll see more Edward Waters, more Florida Memorial content on this channel. So that's one thing. The other, as you probably have already guessed, fuck Marlo. There was no reason for him to take shots at my team.
I put this at your team.
But it's homecoming season, right? And I'm a PWI guy, but I have always gone to FAMU homecoming. I ain't necessarily said we went into the game, because the crew that I'm with don't ever want to go in the game. Even when we have tickets, they don't want to go in the game. At halftime, they want to go in the game, but they don't want to go in the game. But the most important thing about homecoming is enjoying yourself safely, right? And for you people who did not go to HBCUs, who are not alumni, who take your raggedy ass to homecomings to show your ass, that's not what homecoming is about. Homecoming is about congregating. It is about fellowshipping with your fellow man. Yes, there may be some drinks. Yes, you may have a burger, rib, fried conch or two, but you're really there to fellowship, to enjoy the moment. And the football game is the icing on the cake. I'm saying all that to say this. Leave your pew-pews at home. Leave your ego at home. If you have a girlfriend or a wife that you're going to act absolutely stupid over something simple, stay your ass at home. You is the problem. It is homecoming. Somebody's going to notice her. Somebody's going to notice him. It's homecoming. People notice me. I had one eyebrow. I'm just fly like that, though, so I'm different. But it's important for you to enjoy yourself and go home. Enjoy yourself. Go home. If the notion in your head is, I might have to do, don't come. Don't mess it up for everybody else. We For those who aren't HBCU alums, we interlopers in this space. You're welcomed with open arms. But they will eventually have enough and say, nah, we good. Be safe. Now, for the other people on this podcast, the Bucks got two Super Bowl rings. 2. That's it. My Raiders ain't been to the Super Bowl in a million years and still got more than they do. The Cowboys they ain't going over the Super Bowl no time soon.
But we got 5.
What have you done for me lately?
We got 5 of them things. It's been 40 years since y'all been to the Super Bowl.
If your Super Bowls were so great, you wouldn't be trying to dig up your owner's dead mama.
And I'm going to still dig up.
Again, I'm cool with my fandom, with my team. They just better not win not another game. Not another.
How can you be cool with your fandom and you don't want them to win?
I realize that the team need to fill some holes. If you don't have draft picks, you can't fill those holes. I have accepted this. I have accepted the fact that Geno Hayes is trying to be the next Jameis Winston. I know this. I've accepted it.
Jeez.
Knowing is half the battle. I am not Delulu like some other people on this podcast that think they're going to win the Super Bowl.
That Russell Wilson is in the game. Oh, we gonna win the Super Bowl. In my $100 bet that we're gonna win the Super Bowl gonna pay out quite nicely.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not following Fat Mouth Sports, please go over to Fat Mouth Sports. You can get a quick link. Watch.fatmouthsports.net. We are at 197. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers. So just go to watch.fatmouthsports.net. Subscribe. It costs you nothing. It helps the podcast. We like to give y'all this content, give you this information. We put our hard-earned money, our hard-earned time into giving y'all some entertaining, thought-provoking, laughable content so that you can enjoy your day and lead with love. And as always, fuck Michael Irvin.
Hey.
Fuck Vince Erickson. Fuck Frank Gore. All he did was show up to work. Fuck Jim Kelly. I'm glad he cancer free. Fuck first chair flute player. Fuck the tuba player. Fuck all of them. It's go nose around this bitch. We out.
Hey yo, you gotta remember Troy said fellowship with your fellow man, not someone else's man. I need to make that clear because homecoming season, y'all be out here turning tricks and things like that. So fellowship with your fellow man, not someone else's man.
And to be clear, every one of y'all posting them TikToks about how to act when you want your sneaky link to know you with your person.
Ooh,
I'm blocking. I'm reporting every video, every last one. I'm not finna have not nan discussion about nothing. About nothing. I'm blocking and reporting every one. So stop making them. Just say go to homecoming and enjoy yourself. You don't need to say nothing else. But for everybody at Fat Mouth Sports, Holiday at HBCU Overdrive, Danny, myself, Marlo, I hope everything is okay with Lord Jamal. We'll see y'all Saturday in Tallahassee. We are out.
Bye.
That's the Nazi.